Good evening, everybody, and happy Good Friday. Welcome back to my channel. And tonight, in the spirit of Good Friday and Easter, I'm going to be reviewing the movie Father Stew. I'll be honest, this movie almost slipped under the radar for me, but when I first heard about it, as well as the actors Mark Wahlberg and Mel Gibson being in it, I decided, you know what, I'll just go ahead and see it. I usually enjoy Mel Gibson in his movies. Surprisingly, I haven't seen The Passion of the Christ, but I have seen Mark Wahlberg in quite a few things. I still think my favorite movie with him is just Ted and Ted 2. Um, this movie, I also didn't know about this until one of the trailers came out. That that this movie is based on a true story. There's an actual person named Father Stuart Long, um, and I think that this movie did him justice. I never actually knew about Stuart Long before this movie, so I don't know just how accurate the film is about his life. But the movie itself, I see it as a bit of like a dramedy film. There was certainly a lot more humorous scenes in it than I thought there would be. There's quite a bit of scenes that like I laughed probably harder than I should have, and there were a lot more of those scenes that I thought would be in the movie to begin with. Um, but basically, it's all about how a guy who starts out as a boxer until he just gets knocked down for one last time. He goes drifting from job to job until he meets who he thinks is gonna be the love of his life, and that basically segues into him like getting back into religion. He gets baptized. Um, he even has this like near death experience where where any other person who got into an accident like as depicted in the film, it probably would have killed him. It certainly put him into a coma. But after that, that was basically like his true calling to God, where he decides that like he's not going to waste his second chance, and he wants to be a priest. Now this film, it definitely surprised me with how good it is. Like I actually teared up a few times in the theater, especially during that scene where he gets into basically a fatal accident where he first hits a car with his motorcycle, and then he gets full on run over by another. Uh, where uh, where it's depicted like it's a miracle that he survived. Like he was visited by Mary, and the events leading up to that, where he's in a bar. It's heavily implied that he was conversing with either like an angel or a saint or like even Jesus himself. Um, but it was a really good scene that like just broke up all the comedic moments where like that whole scene where like he was in the accident, like it was truly shocking. Uh, and like I don't even think it was like the bloodiest or most violent scene in the film, because like the movie opens with Stewart like in a boxing match, and he's constantly spitting out blood. But like this was the moment that actually like shocked everyone, because like it was just so unexpected. Um, but the other way that the movie surprised me a bit was with the way that the story itself went, because like from the way I saw it in the trailers, I thought that it was going to be one of those movies where like he immediately gets into a fatal accident. And then about like 30 minutes into a 2 hour long film, like he just becomes the priest. Well, this is a little bit of a spoiler, but he actually doesn't become a priest until like the very end of the film. So the whole movie is about like it's about the whole journey that he took to become a priest rather than just skipping to the destination. And I guess it's true what they say. It's not really about the destination, it's about the journey. The acting from like Mark Wahlberg, Mel Gibson, even Malcolm McDowell in this short span of time that he had, and like all the other actors and actresses in this film, that I really feel like a lot of them were giving it their all. I honestly consider this to be one of Mark Wahlberg's best films. Just with how like powerful the story is, and how many messages that they actually fit into the movie. Where usually like you can pinpoint like one singular message in a film, but this one actually had like more than one, like at least three of them that I can think of off the top of my head. Like, because like the overarching narrative is about like the overarching narrative is about like redemption, where he goes, where Stuart Long goes from like a boxer, or as he calls it, like a gangster, into being like a man of God. And then like the secondary main message is about like forgiveness, because Stuart Long's father, who's played by Mel Gibson, is like was basically an asshole to him. And like the whole message about that is like forgiving people. So that was very good. And like I guess one of the other messages is about the journey, not the destination. And then the other really big message that I got out of it was like endurance through hardships, because like during the journey that Stuart Long takes in the film, he finds out that he has this like condition or disease. Well, I can't remember exactly what they called it, but it was basically similar to ALS, where he had to walk with crutches on both of his arms. And that's just one of the things that a lot of people still need to do today, about like persevering through like tough times, especially after these last couple years. And then there was one other message that I did get out of it that was sort of implied, not as heavily as all the other ones I mentioned, but I'm going to leave it towards the end. Well, actually, I guess I'll just say it now, because there's really not much else that I can say aside from I thought that the story was well written. The acting was top notch across the board. I really do think that this is one of Mark Wahlberg's best films, and I know that he had a passion for this, so it was really good to like just see this on the big screen and like see it succeed, or at least I saw it succeed, in my opinion. So I guess to cap this all off, I'm just going to leave my own little mini sermon, because this was portrayed in the film, and especially like towards the end, when Stewart actually was, or his condition like worsened to the point where he did need those crutches. So to end this all off, never be afraid to ask for help. like, even Jesus didn't do everything alone. Like, he had his disciples, he had his Father, God. Like, even when they were crucifying him and he was carrying the cross, even then, some of his disciples still helped him out with carrying it. He didn't carry it all on his own the entire way. But that's it for me. Have a happy Good Friday, everyone, and I hope you all have a happy Easter. Goodbye.